juicy. I eat that lunch. She keep that booty booty. She keep that plump. That ass is beauty beauty. Yeah, yeah. If you could see it from the front, wait till you see it from the back.
You guys already know by the title of this video what's going on. What's the tea? It's so sunny. Where do I start? Because you guys are probably wondering, like, what happened? How did you get kicked out? Why did she leave you for dead? She left me for dead, ho.
My man, bitch, your man left you for dead, ho.
But we gotta get into all that. If you guys don't know, I'm Blue, go by Blue Carter, Blue Exotics, Blue the Dom, whatever you want to call me, just call me Blue, okay? So, if y'all rocking with this video, please give me a huge thumbs up. So, me and my ex broke up because of the simple fact of her being controlling. She wanted me to dress how she wanted me to dress. She wanted me to look a certain way. She just wanted me to be pretty much a housewife while she pretty much be the bread maker. Which, at the time, made sense because I was very young. This did happen almost a decade ago, guys. I was 20, I'm 32 now. So, this did happen when I was 20. I met this girl, whatever, we got an apartment together. Now that I'm older and I like realize certain stuff, I feel like it was more like an agreement where she just told me, you know, she didn't want me to do nothing. She was a doctor, she was in the medical field, and she just wanted me to cook, clean, do laundry, and that's it. Do housewife shit. My daughter was only 6 months at the time when I started dating this girl. She took on that responsibility because what? We come as a package. We are a 2-for-1 deal. So if you don't really like kids, you shouldn't get in a relationship with the parents, but that's another story for another day. So anyways, I want to say maybe a year after the relationship, it started getting rocky, more so like, I guess when I turned 21, 22. Now, I'm thinking, okay, yeah, this is love, but love should not cost a thing, sweetheart. Love should not cost a thing. We was having a fight. She would just come home with a bag of stuff and doing me like, here, you know, I love you, I'm sorry. And then what? We go back out, keep living our lives, going to clubs, going to dinners, going to brunches. I do give her that. She did pay for majority of everything. I give her that. But I wasn't getting love. I wasn't getting, like, affection. We've never made love. We've never been in love. I feel like I can say that now that was not in love, it was toxic. But anyways, by year 3, this is when I start, well, in the midst of 2 and 3 years, I started finding out about exes. I started catching her on phone calls at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning while I'm in the next room. Literally, this is the living room, and our room is right there, and the door was slightly cracked. It was like closed, but slightly cracked. You know, when you still want to hear your kid, so you crack the door to make sure you can still hear them? That's what she was doing. But little did she know, I was fully awake. Anyways, she was on a phone call with her ex talking about she missed her, she wished she could do this for her, da-da-da. Anyways, by year 3 was when I already had enough. We was arguing, we was fighting, it became physical. I feel like once a relationship becomes physical, that's it, it's over. It's over. So once I started seeing that now the verbal abuse became physical, because abuse comes in all different forms, let me tell you guys. A lot of people don't know, but abuse could be mental, physical, verbal, like emotional. Like, you ever heard somebody talk so down to you in an argument and they call you out your name? That's abuse, okay? A lot of people may not know the different forms of abuse, but that's abuse. Let me tell you right now. I learned from experience. It's not the way to go. Let me just remind you guys that all the things she bought me was not cheap. Aside from the like makeup gifts like Dwayne Reed stuff and little nail polishes and Essie and Sephora little stuff. Nah, she was buying me stuff like from MAC, Victoria's Secret clothing line. Like, if you ever bought a dress from Victoria's Secret, you know what I'm talking about. You know their dresses. You know Victoria's Secret clothing is not cheap. And I'm not talking about pajamas. I'm talking about their clothing line. Like their dresses, their pantsuits, stuff like that. Like actual physical clothing. She'll buy me heels. Spend buku. Spend mad money on me to get my hair done. About $500 to get my hair done all the time. Like, I'm not capping y'all. Okay? Like, she would literally buy me expensive ass stuff. Anyways, one day her best friend came in, stole all that shit. It went missing. I found out the best friend stole it. Okay? Yeah. Tried to get her best friend to jump me. Da-da-da. I told that bitch, nah, I think we need a break. Now, when I told her I needed a break, it was the 4th of July. I remember to this day, it was 4th of July. I said I need a break. I went to my brother's for the weekend. Girls blowing up my phone. And I said, I just don't think this is going to work. It's just not going to work. I said, I'm going to come back, get a few of my stuff, and I'm going to go back to my brother. Anyways, long story short, we ended up having a little talk. Came to an agreement that I was just going to live out of my daughter's room. She was going to live out of the main bedroom. And we wasn't going to be together. We just wasn't going to be together because it just wasn't working. Imagine being with somebody for 3 years in your apartment, and now you got to figure out what you need to do with your life. Because you're only 23 years old with a 3-year-old. Mind you, Jasmine just turned 3. July 11th, okay? So around this time, it's like I'm not in the correct mindset, in the right space to be like, oh yeah, I need to find an apartment. Now, before her, I was jumping to shelter. You know, I'm okay with admitting that. I was young. I've been through some rough shit, y'all. Like, I've really been through some crazy stuff. And a lot of people may not know it unless you was my friends back around that time. But I've been through bad situations where I've always had to jump from shelter to shelter to shelter. I never had family there for me. I never had people there for me. The only people I had there for me was a group of friends that actually was holding me down, wiping my tears, feeding me, come spending time with me just so I won't be depressed. So around that time, those friends really did have my back. They were really down for me, like more than family ever was. You know, aside from my grandmother, that's the one person who always checked on me, always called on me, no matter how far we was. My grandmother always had my back. But aside from everybody else in my family, everybody like closed the door on me type shit. So here I was going through this abusive ass relationship, and her family turning against me and calling me a HOE. She let her mom disrespect me. Like, literally, her uncle had to get in between and told her mom, like, yo, why you doing that? Like, you're 50-something years old talking to a 23-year-old, you calling me the HOE because your daughter's manipulating? People with money are narcissists, and you won't really know that until you get in a relationship. And also, another thing, I know this is off topic, but it's crazy because after that relationship, I don't know how it happened, but I think I had reached out maybe a minute ago, whatever, and she got in a new relationship, and I told the girl, like, yo, just be careful, because who she's portraying herself to be is really not who she is. Anyways, a year, 2 years later, the girl has sent me a long-ass essay, and I'm going to put the receipts in this video. She sent me a long-ass essay telling me, like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, like, you was right, like, I had to leave this girl, Anyways, I guess she started having the same problems with this girl. It's something with women that have a heterosexual mindset, and I don't feel as though I need to be with somebody who feel like they need to treat me like I'm less than them. So anyways, we made the agreement. I'm gonna stay in this room, she's gonna be in that room. Boom, we have separate lives, but in one apartment. A lot of people didn't believe it until they actually physically saw. Like, my friends would come over, she'd be in her room, I'd be doing my shit, I'd be doing my own shit, she'd go out and do her own shit. I was buying food for me and my daughter, she was buying food for herself. I was not cooking for her because, and she also did not know how to cook. That was another thing, she did not know how to cook. I stopped doing her laundry. Imagine doing all this stuff, raising a baby at a young age, raising a toddler, and you trying to take care of a grown-ass woman that should be taking care of their fucking self. I'm glad that I'm so much older and I'm mature enough to know that. And she was also 2 years older than me. Granted, like I said, she had graduated college, she was already in the medical field and everything. Like, yeah, no, I will never do that again. I will never put myself in that situation ever again. But anyways, after a few months went by, I want to say like around October, because we still broken up, so August, September, October. Around this time, she was still trying to like sit with me if I'm watching TV or try to be all like romantic and be like, oh, why you act like that? Why you act like that? Like, she tried to act like the breakup wasn't really a breakup. Like, she thought I was joking. So you see Krishan and Blueface, this is a perfect example without the physical fighting, which it did get physical sometimes, like maybe 3 or 4 times. But, you know, I feel like it takes for women to go through something, I feel like multiple times, over and over and over and over and over and over and over throughout the years, for them to finally wake up one day and be like, nah, like, I'm really tired, like, I'm not happy, I'm miserable, like, and I was telling her this, like, once we hit 3 years, I was telling her, like, I'm not happy. Around October, I was talking to some girl, just talking. I never met her, nothing, just texting. Like, I was like, okay, let me just talk to somebody or whatever. And it just so happened that me and the girl was also going through the same situation. She had a baby mom, and we just clicked. We was vibing. For a month, all we did was text, bro. We never met. We didn't meet till, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, we didn't meet till either around Halloween or Thanksgiving. I feel like it was like a week before Thanksgiving or something like that, when we actually physically met and we just smoked together and shit. But anyways, I went to go walk our dog at the time because we had a dog, and came back upstairs. She went through my phone, got mad, so I took him out, I was gonna propose to you on Christmas, all this other toxic ass shit. And I'm like, propose to me on Christmas? We broken up. Why you gonna propose to me if we're broken up? She showed me all the gifts that she had got me, or she about to give it to her friends, and this, that, and third, Mind you, like I said, around this time, I found out about exes. She was doing God knows what, you know, like she was cheating. It was a lot of stuff she was doing in the relationship, and I kept letting that shit pass and pass and pass and pass and pass. Like, I'm 23. I'm too young to be going through that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a baby. Like, what? What the fuck? We came to another agreement around November, where she said she's gonna find another apartment, and she's gonna pay the rent and allow me to stay there till March. So she's gonna pay the rent till March, and then after March I had to figure out what I was gonna do, right? So because of all the problems in my mind, I was already set on, okay, you know what, I think I want to go to the shelter. Like, I was telling my friends this, I think I want to go back to the shelter, because just how things were going, I didn't feel like she would hold her end of the bargain. I feel like she was gonna keep her word, and something in my heart was just like, nah, she ain't gonna keep her word, so let's start packing and let's just do certain things. So again, this is my mindset. My friend has a New Year's Eve party. Now let's do fast forward to New Year's Eve. My friend has a New Year's Eve party. Boom. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't need to tell her shit. We both got our own keys. We live in our own life. I go to my friend's house. Do. Now the plan was, in the morning when we wake up, if my friends could come back to the house with me, help me pack my shit up, get rid of some shit. My brother was gonna take some stuff to his apartment for me and hold it there. You know, just because around this time she was getting even more rockier. And like I said, the closer it came to like her saying she was moving out, the more problems kept happening. Like, It was so bad, y'all. It was so bad. So boom, New Year's come, we partying, next day come. Now, we was up to like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, smoking, drinking, everything. While we all woke back up at like 7 a.m., started smoking again. We all got maybe 2 hours of sleep, no cap. And what my friends did, they all came back to the house with me. I'm walking up the stairs and I see the super, you know, locking the door, and I see her. She hands him a paper and she just goes down the stairs or whatever, and she calls me a bitch or whatever, and I was like, no, you the bitch. Like, just like that, y'all, and I said, no, you the bitch, and she started laughing. So while the super pretty much tells me, he says, you have 24 hours to get your stuff out the apartment. If you don't have your stuff out the apartment, the marshals will be here tomorrow at 6 a.m. to remove everything. He said she terminated the lease. So, not only was I already planning to get out, but now I only had 24 hours to pretty much pack what I could and get out the house. Because she terminated the lease.
Damn!
She had the money. Even though we was on the lease, I was just what they call them, the co-signer. The co-signer. She was still a head of household. So, again, when we moved in that apartment, I was only 20. Y'all keep this in mind. I was only 20. I was not even 21 yet. I was only 20. And I was a co-signer. And even though I paid to move in there, she took my couch, she took everything. She took everything. She had a moving truck. Literally, when I walked in the apartment, the whole apartment was gone. The whole apartment was gone. She took my daughter's PlayStation around this time. You know, I think it was like, what, PlayStation 2 or 3 around this time. She took my daughter's PlayStation, took all her DVDs, took all her games, took the couch that I spent mad money. Y'all don't even want to know. Anyway, she took the couch, plates, she took everything. So all I had was what I had left in my daughter's room, which was pretty much our clothes and all my daughter's furniture. Everything in my daughter's room, I purchased. Most of the furniture stuff is crazy because I actually bought. That's what really gets me. How you take stuff that's not even yours. But anyways, yeah, my daughter had a crib, she had a dresser, she had a tall dresser. Like, her room was so beautiful, y'all. And I had to leave everything. I had to pretty much pack my stuff. My brother fit as much as he could in the shopping cart, and he took it to his house. I've been through some crazy ass shit. Like, when I be thinking about it now, I'm just like, I can't believe I actually went through that. I can't believe I allowed a woman to control me to the point where they put me and my child out on the street. But yeah, from that moment on, there was this one friend who told me, she gave me a really wise conversation, and she said, you know, I feel like the girl wanted you so much that she accepted your child, but she really wanted to be with you. She didn't really want to like have a relationship with your child, because at the end of the day, if you met me when she was 6 months and she's 3 now, and you just up and leave, and she never called to ask about Jazz, never, like, literally, she did like this to both of us. Mind you, she was doing stuff for Jazz. She was like buying her clothes, she was birthday parties, like she literally was a parent to her, and she like turned her back. So from that relation on, I realized that I didn't really want to introduce any woman to my child. I can tell you guys right now, off rip, like literally off rip, the only people who really met my child were the people I was in a relationship with. Unless she was my friend, and I'm like, oh, we can meet up at the park or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't allow women to really build a bond with my child, or even think that, you know, not only build a bond with my child, but I don't allow another female to feel like she's their priority, because at the end of the day, she's my priority. But you would have think if you raise a kid from 6 months to 3 years old, you would still be in a life for the kid. You would still be in the kid's life. Fuck the parent. You don't have to be in a. This is where a lot of baby moms, baby dads, baby mamas, dads, whatever. This is where people get that messed up. You do not have to have a relationship with the parents. It's all about the kids. That's like me having a really bad fight. Say if I got a sister, right? Really bad fight with my sister, and she got a daughter. But guess what? I'm still gonna be like, hey, when's your daughter's birthday party? I'm still gonna bring my daughter to see her cousin, because why? At the end of the day, the kids got nothing to do with it. I'm still gonna participate in kid events, and I'm still gonna show up and show out. But we don't have to be cool, but we could be cordial. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people take that out on the children. Children got nothing to do with situations. After that, I ended up going back into the shelter. 2 years later, I got my apartment, and here I am now. Okay? So God definitely did work in my favor. He actually gave me a really good job. I was a supervisor. I was making really good money. Like, I literally got on my feet, and I didn't think I was going to get on my feet. I wasn't really depressed, but I feel like my whole hurt was I would never put somebody out on the street. I will never terminate my lease. No matter what woman I am, what situation we on, I'm never going to put you out on your feet. I'm never going to put you out on the street. I'm never going to watch you struggle. One thing about me, I cannot allow somebody to struggle. If I know that even if I once loved you and I'm not in love with you, I'm still gonna have that love for you in my heart. I just know I don't have it in me. One thing I just want to say is that relationship taught me to really be comfortable with who I am as a person. If y'all really look back, I will show you guys, I could probably pull some up from Facebook. I'll probably show you guys some pictures and insert them in here. But if you guys see, after from 24 up, I started being me. I started getting tattoos, I started getting piercings, I started dyeing my hair. And the reason why I wasn't doing those things before was because she didn't like it, or she didn't want me to do this. So she was like, why were you doing that? When I first dyed my tips, I was like 22. When I first dyed my tips blue, she did not like that. I ended up dyeing my whole hair blue. She did not like that. I started dyeing my hair. That's what really started making me come out of my comfortability. I started going to the men's department and buying my men's clothing. Like, I wanted to be free. Never allow a relationship, so this is my message to you guys today. Never allow a relationship to control you to the point where you can't wear what you want to wear, dress how you want to dress, talk how you want to talk, look how you want to look, be what you want to be, have the job you want to do, go to school. Anything that you want to do, people need to understand that we come into this world by ourselves and we go out this world by ourselves. Now, in a relationship, yes, you do respect your other partner's wishes, but when it comes to them controlling you and telling you, no, you better not wear that, or you should not wear that, that's already number one, strike one. If you feel like the only sense of love they give you is when you dialed up and you all cute, that ain't love, ain't for you, that's strike two. If they're already nitpicking at you and telling you, oh, you know, maybe that's not for you, or maybe you should just do this way, that's them trying to belittle you and tell you pretty much in a way that they don't want you to be better than them. They don't want you to be better than them. They don't want to see you do great. They don't want you to be great in life. So I'm telling you, if anything get physical or you in any of those situations that I mentioned earlier, please leave. Please leave. I was so relieved when I left that relationship because I was so unhappy for the last year of our relationship. And I personally told her in her face. And I think when she started realizing that was when she tried to be more lovey-dovey and she tried to buy me and she would always try to buy my love. I'm not a person you could buy. Any woman after her will tell you that. There ain't nothing the woman did for me that I was like, oh my God. I can tell you right now, to this day, anything that I own that's my most expensive, I bought myself. But anyways, y'all, what's that say? I'm back and I'm better. I want this more than ever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I'm better now. That was the worst relationship of my life. It was 3 years that I could never get back. So grateful that my daughter does have a stepmom now who's actually been consistent, takes care of her since she was 6, 7 years old. Well, she was 6, but she turned 7. You know, so she's been in her life for years, and she actually is an amazing parent to her. She built an amazing ass bond with Jazz. Their relationship is like this. Like, if we never worked out, I know that her and Jazz will always have that relationship because Jazz always calls her. They're always on the game together. Like, I've never had that. I've never had a relationship really be in tune with myself and my child and say, no, y'all my family, you know? And even her family is my family. You know, like, anyways, if you're in any toxic relationship, get out. Leave. Especially if you're a mom or a dad with a child, if you're a single dad with a child, a single mom with a child, because men get abused too and people don't talk about it enough. Men, there are good men out there, and I'm going to tell y'all this right now before we end this video, okay? There are amazing men out there in this world. And the reason why great men turn to shitty men is because they once were great. They once were great. They tolerated too much bullshit. And they gave until they got exhausted. So now, y'all be getting their shit side. But it takes that one good woman, I feel like, to change a man. You have to show that man that you really down for them type shit. And I don't mean down for them like, oh, if that nigga hit a lick, you about to be lying for him. I don't mean like that. Feel me? But anyways, y'all, I love you guys. It's going to be the end of this video. This video is probably way too long. And I hope I can shed some light into your life. I know some of you guys are asking for more sit-down chats or more vlogs with me just talking and going through my own personal experiences. I've been through a lot in life. I can tell you guys some shit that'll probably make your heart hurt. Okay? But I love you guys. It's gonna be the end of this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You already know we rocking with your girl Bluely. Blue emojis in the comments for me. And until next time, and we out. Peace.